new and improved Philippines when you go back to the United States. You shall bring with you the message to the rest of the world that the Philippines has made significant strides in developing its trade, investments, tourism, and cultural sectors, and in making our country a safer and more secure place to live. May you continue to help our government in promoting the Philippines as an ideal location for business to thrive and as a great destination for tourists to experience. Together, let us make it a nation that we can be proud to call our own. Mabuhay ang Pilipino. Now, for my bayad na to, may sweldo to eh. Yung akin naman, just to, one is that anim lang ang barong ko. So yung tatlo nandito sa Davao, and the one that I used in, when I'm there in Manila, in my office. Pero nililinis ka agad. I don't know really sino ang who's in charge there. Pero mas mabilis sila. Yung barong ko, naipadala na doon sa dry cleaning, pero hindi pa ni isa bumalik. So I'm forced to use the T-shirt, which is really my uniform, and I hope it's the Vo in America kasi wala na rin akong medyas. Ganito yan. There were so many expectations nung nanalo ako. But one thing, and you can ask anybody, but anybody, the one thing that I hammered on noong nagkakampanya ako was the deterioration of the law and order in this country and the so many innocent victims killed almost every day. And in some parts of the Philippines, here in Mindanao, drug was also produced in great numbers. At kung isipin mo, more than enough really for the consumption of the locals. And that was the time that I realized, as mayor, that something was afoot the way it's being produced. So I was complaining about drugs because yung chairman ngayon ng Dangerous Drugs Act, he was the administrator of PDEA, the implementing arm. It's being handled now by General Sid La Peña. Ang sabi niya noon, that was about 4 or 5 years ago, there were about 4 million drug addicts. And indeed, if you take a few steps back and examine the records, wag na yung barila na harapan o away. Yung namatay na mga inosente na drug-related, for example, hold up, rape, ganon, just like what happened in Bulacan the other week. Sabagay, patay na sila. Yung mga ganon na krimen, na you rape a blind woman, you rape the daughter, you kill the 14-year-old girl, 3 and 1, isang taon lang. So, bakit mo pa? These are the crimes committed noon. At ngayon, well, of course, there's a downtrend, but ganon pa rin ang virulence ng, that's the word. It's really so virulent that magpasok ka ng bahay, ano ka ng shabu, you sniff shabu, then you drink. shabu and alcohol go together. So yan ang nangyayari niya. Noong mayor ako sa Davao, ganon. So in 1988, I was a prosecutor then. I was doing trial work for almost 9 years. But when I became mayor, Davao was just at the crossroads of the lifting of the martial law. And because of the many firearms, and I will tell you now, which is really the truth, that government was manufacturing firearms inside military camps and giving it to everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry who would proclaim that he was anti-communist. And that was the birth of the Al-Samasa. Well and good because we gave the citizens enough firepower also to match the brutality of the communists. Dito sa Davao na una yon. So nung nag-mayor ako, ang problema ko hindi na NPA. Besides, I've been crossing the ideological borders every now and then. As a son of a migrant, alam mo na, also had experienced the, not really poverty, but a hard life, a long climb. So you get to mix with people who are of like persuasions. But I'll tell you now, I'm not a communist. Would never be one. So medyo umalis sila. Sabi ko, umalis kayo dito. At naging problema ko yung mga Al-Samasa. They would go inside the house, hostage the occupants, rape the wife, children, and the house helps. And because you cannot withdraw more than 50,000 every withdrawal. Ganon ang bangko eh. It's the same in the United States. So, maghingi sila ng 5 million, they stay in the house, as hostage, may slave sila doon, and until the money is given, 50-50-50, it takes about 2 weeks. Ganon ang naging style ng mga kriminal dito. And hold up dito, hold up doon. Ang ayaw ko, yung bata. Kung pakilaman mo siguro yung Miss Universe, maybe I would even congratulate you for having the balls to rape somebody when you know that you're going to die. Pero yung bata, yung mag-rape tapos mahirap yan. I am sure that we have not reached the sophistication of the standards of the West. Why? Well, maraming kulang po. Yung DNA, we have to go to the laboratory and 4 days. Gayong nangyari. So the seminal DNA was taken out from that guy who is now in prison. Yung kasama niyan dalawa, patay na yun. Siya yung nahuli. So, it takes time. Hindi kayo sa Amerika, hawakan mo lang. You leave the eternal footprints of DNA. Dito yun nandito pa kumbaga sa ano pa tayo. Hindi masyado upgraded. One is money, or nobody really cared to improve the services of the police with the equipments needed. So, ipit ako. Mabuti ang mag-intindihan tayo. Kasi yung balita ko sa Amerika raw, maraming galit sa extrajudicial killing. I do not enjoy the extrajudicial killing term. I do not relish killing people. Wala. I am not a pious type. But I got my education from karamihan sa pare. So I grew up with my religion, the values that goes with it. But pagka mayor, if you become the mayor and you say topsy-turvy things, and we were down to about 600 million ang income, patay na. I could not even pay for the salaries of the city hall employees. If this will continue, I said, it will become an arid land. And because I was very strict about crime, having been a prosecutor, this is my statement to the Davaoenos. And I'm sure they will tell you the truth. In my speeches, so very short, and I would just say that I'm running for the mayorship, and I intend to just clean up the city of crime, get rid of drugs, and maybe try to improve the income so that I can make a viable local government. And I said, do not destroy my country, because I will kill you. Do not deprive us of our young sons and daughters, because I will kill you. Hindi naman kami mayaman dito. Ako, well, pag-retire ko, yung savings ko could sustain 1 year of sa St. Luke siguro. But after that, wala na. Maghanap na ako ng punerarya. Alam mo, ang Pilipino on the average, wala ngayong mga Medicare. Kasi sa Amerika may yung Obamacare, bumagsak rin eh. You know, lalo na sa Pilipinas. Alam mo, sabi ko, pag nagtanda ako, sino ang magbibili sa medisina ko? Do you have that kind of setup here? Medicines are free. Pag ako ang naka-wheelchair na, sinong magtulak ng wheelchair ko? Sinong susubo sa lugaw, sa bunganga ko? Sino ang magbili ng... And even the space there sa memorial, magkano yan ngayon? Sino magbayad yan? Mga anak namin. Wala tayong savings na gano'n. Our savings is day to day. Ang Pilipino, at the end of the day, wala yan. So kailangan magpunta yan sa mga anak titira. And there are also families that are really very close na kung ano yung nabili nila na mga house and lot, so bibili muna nila yung lupa to their savings, bayaran nila dahan-dahan para balang araw, pag-retire, maybe they can get a wholesome sum of money, yun ang babayan nila. Kasi all this is karamihan rental ng rental. Ilan lang yan nakakapila ng, well, even doon sa housing, who will keep up with the payments sa amortization? Ang maabutan pa ng anak yan eh. At the rate that you are earning, if you buy one, it would take you about so many years to finish, and it is not finished when you are finished. The mga anak will take over. O minsan kung meron na sila, i-mortgage yan nila. Kasi nangyari sa amin yung putang inang yan. I-mortgage mo yan para ipipagbili mo ng medisina pati sustain the... mayor ako, alang-alang i-ward ko yung nanay ko. Hindi, siyempre kinunan ko ng kwartohan. It's very expensive. Yung ganon, it is not fair for criminals to rule the day and just say that you have a human right. You have the human right to live, that's accepted. You have the right, human right to go around wherever you want. You're a citizen of this republic. You can travel, you have all the constitutional right. Pero pag sinabi mo na I have the human right, so when I kill somebody or sell shabu by the kilo, at tapos bilhin mo pa a lot of corruption. When I became president, I fired 9 generals of police, PNP, all tainted, all connected with Cebu. And that was Manila was in shambles. Kaya yung sa pasahero, wala naman tayong pera, anak natin magsakay ng jeep. Sasaksakin, hold upin kung anong paggawa. Pag-uwi, magsakay ng tricycle, a few kilometers away, pinatay na. And you just say this human rights, idiots all around the world. Human rights. But that's bullshit to me. That is really bullshit to me. Sinabi ko, huwag mong sirain ang Pilipinas. Kasi papatayin talaga kita. Do not fuck with my children because I will kill you. So, find me a law wherever you come from. Point out to me a law in your country and in my country which says you cannot threaten a criminal from destroying your country. Is there a law which says you cannot do it? Is there a law which says that you cannot blurt such statements as, do not bring our children to perdition because you will not only lose your pants, you lose your life. Davao City, I'm not trying to pull my own chair. I'm not the mayor anymore. Davao today has earned the highest income domestic city. Noon, nung may first time mayor ako, 3%. Then it climbed over the years. Now we are hitting 9%. The highest in the Philippines. Maglakad ka dyan pag-uwi mo. Just take a stroll. Maybe ang accident, ang mangyayari dyan, baka masagasaan ka. So just do not stray on the... Wala dito. Kasi sabi ko, huwag mong sirain. And when I became the president, I said it. Again and again, kagaya nitong Marawi, if the locals are here, do tell you, for almost 1 week, I was mouthing the word, do not force my hand into it, because it's going to be bloody. Nagsasabi naman ako ng totoo. Ano ang problema natin? Situation respecting general would ever tell a president right on the face, you declare martial law. Can only just say, what's your evaluation? It is critical already, Mr. President. So the critical word is I have to process it. What is critical to me? And what is critical or good for the nation. Huwag kayo maniwala na tuturuan ako. Nobody can tell me what to do. Yan tanong. I tell them all of you what to do, but do not tell me what to do. Because I am here, I swore to God and before men that I will what? Martial law? That I will declare martial law? For a flimsy reason. Meron no, pati justice natatakot kasi will end up like a martial law ala Marcos. Sa totoo lang, kung tanungin ninyo ako, am I happy being president? I'll answer you now, no, I am not. Why did you run? Well, maybe ambition dito, ambition doon, but more than that, because if you have been maybe observer during the election, nobody sa lima namin was talking about Mindanao, ako lang. And I told everybody that the most dangerous thing is for us to ignore Mindanao because we might end up a dismembered nation. Nakita mo na ngayon. And even, you can ask, during my first command conference, combined with the police and the armed forces, we talked lengthily about the problem drugs. But I was not privy to anything. Let's go, well, we have so many problems. We'll have to take care of them one by one. But I said there's a dark clouds looming ahead. Dark clouds looming ahead. And I see terrorism arriving at the country. In the country. On the dot ako, you can ask any general, any police or military. Ako pa ang nagsabi sa kanila. Kasi taga Mindanao ako eh. And I know yung hangin, the drift that we were going into. Kaya ako nagpreparar talaga, but we never expected them to have so many explosives. We are now on the 47th day, ganon pa rin. But in the fullness of God's time, we'll be able to finish that. Malapit na. I'm going back there for the twice I was not able to penetrate the ulan kasi palagi. Maybe I'll have a good weather in the next few days. So sabi ko, I have to be there. I will not go there when there is already a celebration of peace. I have to go there and just talk to the soldiers on the front line. And maybe paputok ka rin dyan to see if the gun that you are carrying is really... Ayaw kong pumunta no makisali doon na to celebrate na panalo na tayo. Hindi naman ako nagyayabang. It's always God's call. If your time is up, it is up. Baski saan ka pumunta. You can ask all the military guys here. Pag hindi mo pa panahon, hindi mo pa talaga panahon. I have to go there because I have to visit the soldiers and they are really... Hindi, matinig ka lang ng pako, anak ang sakasakit yan. Patamaan ka ng bala, Jesus Maria Josep. Hindi tayo naka-experience ng gano'n. Kasi hindi nga ako nakatapos ng ROTC ko. Ayaw ko talaga magmilita. Ayaw ko nga yung sigaw-sigawan ako. Kaya natapos ako ng ROTC ay... So I went to... Ginando, sabi ko, paano ba ito? Mag-graduate na ako. I was graduating sa College of Law. Sabi ng payat doon na assistant registrar, hindi ka makasama kasi wala kang ROTC. Saan buting gawin ko? Sabi niya, ano bang exception? May TB ka, may sakit ka, or handicap, or so, sabi ko, saan bang maraming tibihon dito? Pumunta ako sa San Lazaro. May isa niya, nakalinya yung mga gago eh. Ang ingay. In unison. Kanya-kanyang spitum dito is the ground road. Nung isa kinausap ko sa kolega, gamitin mo itong pangalan mo. Rodrigo Duterte. Ilagay man nila yan doon sa x-ray. Makita yan. Bigyan kita 1,000. Ay, matagal naman yun. So, pa-x-ray siya, nilagay niya. Maya-maya, hindi naman nakuha kaagad. Come back, 2 days pa, 3 days. Gobyerno eh. So, I went there twice. I was successful on the 3rd visit. Nandoon siya. Binigyan ko pa ng another tip, 500. Nakuha ko pag anong Rodrigo Duterte. Wala na. Wala ka ng dark, ano. Sabi ko, punta ko doon sa eskwela. Oh, ano bata naman? Sir, ito na sir. Sabi pa ng gago putang. Ay, kaya pala payat ka masyado. Sir, umalis na, umalis na. Umalis ka na. Sige. Kasi, paubaw, naghahanap ako ng prema. That's how I got to complete my law school. Ganun lang man yan. Istorya ka lang ng mingaw dyan. Malungkot na kwento. Basta, siyempre, dalhan mo ng arte. Mapresidente ka kaya kung hindi ka marunong mag-arte? Kung mga Pilipino, 4 million ba ang majority? Pero sinabi ko talaga, nung presidente ako, ang una ko talaga, ano naman si Cesar Montano? He was with me sa campaign. First is that I will stop graft and corruption. Sabi ko, hindi ko talaga matanggap yan. I've been mayor for 23 years dito. Then another term for congressman, 3 taon. Then another term, 3 taon, vice mayor, ako ng anak ko, Inday. Yung nanuntok ng sirip, binugbog na yung sirip. So that's how long I've been in politics. Sabi ko, for the time that I will be president, let's give the Filipino the respite of this thing called graft and corruption. Early on, cabinet member, dyan sa, nag-meeting kami, binulsit ko talaga because I caught him lying. Alam, ganun talaga ang tao. Pag nakahawak na ng power, nag-iiba na. Noong nandito kami, nandito masiguro si Vice President, sinabi ko, huwag kayong gumamit ng number 6. That is the plate number assigned to cabinet member. Wala sa atin kasi nakukurnihan ako niyan. And even when I was congressman, I never used the 8. Ayaw ko kasi, ayaw ko anong translation ninyo dyan sa Bisaya. Nakakahilas, nakatindig balahibo. Kasi pagbaba mo, akala mo popular ka, nakatingin yung mga tao lahat. Akala mo naman kung talagang mahina nga rin ng bugok, tingin sila sa akin kasi sikat. And I told them to walang magamit ng siren at I do not like yung you strut around with many bodyguards. Ito, galing kami dito, pagbaba ko, pag alis yan, nagsirin ang ulol. Tapos maraming bodyguards. Yan talaga ang sakit ng Pilipino. Aywan kong mabutit na senta ako. Oy, makinig kayo mga putang ina ninyo. Kaya nandyan yung media. Kayo mga opisyal na ang arte ninyo, wala namang, kayong mga klase na nakakawawa kayo, patayin. Pero kung buhay kayo, nakakainis naman kayo. Yung mga style na police na, sino bang papatay sa iyo? Papatay nyo sa iyo yung asawa mo siguro kasi binigay mo lahat sa kabit yung alahas niya. Kukurulan ako, tabi ko nandito lahat network. Kayong mga public officer, ako dito noon, nagbumotor ako mag-isa. Hindi ako nagyayabang. I'm just saying that I'm comparing myself with you guys because usually, burot ang ulo ninyo. Pag gano'n, may mga bodyguard na, mga pulis. Kaya I'm going to limit 2, 1. Huwag kayo magdala ng pulis kasi mas mabuti they're better off managing the traffic problem of our country. Yan ang ayaw ko sana. Pagka nagkaroon ng pwesto, putang ina, kinabukasan, hambugiro na. Kung maglakad, ngayon ang ayaw ko eh. Ayaw ko huwag kayong magsirin. We are not a special breed. We are just workers of government. We are paid to work. We are not paid to strut around as if you are a goddamn bullshit. Kung nakinig kayo ngayon mga, this is nationwide television. Ako, ayaw ko. Ito silang security ko. Nagkakaasarang kami niya. But, lalo na mga anak ko. Lalo na Inday. Ayaw ng... Kasi hilas nga. Ano ba tawag sa Tagalog? Kasi translation of... Korne. Kung sa... anak mo na tatay ko, governor for 10 years dito, and this is only one Davao. We were not even allowed to ride on his car baski nakaparking. Adak na. Mayroon may governor, pero we were not, I do not remember except once na papuntang ospital. May kinarga ko ba? Hindi pa kami, yung helper namin sa bahay. May diabetes pala, inatake ng low sugar. It was the only time that I was allowed to ride yung Chevrolet ng gobyerno. Kaya napasa sa akin yung gano'n eh. My father did not enjoyed the trappings of power. Ako gano'n rin. Pero ang problema, when you are president, hindi naman mananiwala. Alam mo kasi unang, when you are proclaimed president, hindi na yun nag-oath. Kaya proclamation po lang sa ballot count sa Congress. So you are declared president. The following day, dumating na ito sila, Presidential Security Group, puro mga military, pulis, halo-halo. At pinapaalis na yung mga pulis na mayor. So they'll take over. So wala kaming masabi kasi sabi na our mandate comes from the law. It does not come from you. So we're here really to just implement what is... Hindi, wala akong magawa. Sakay ako, pero nung kalahating kilometro na ang entourage, may nakita ako doon sa likod na white flashing, blue, green. Sige ako tingin dito sa rear view. Sabi ko, ano yun? Bakit mahaba tayo dito? Ano yung puti? Sabi, sir, ambulansya yan. Kuputang ina. Bakit ambusin na ba talaga tayo nito? Kung dagdagan mo na lang ng punerarya. Yung... Kasi kung galing ka sa ambulansya, di mo dadi, diretso ka na doon sa... Kaya ako, maglakad ako dito 3. Maglakad ako dito 3. Ako yung sa gitna, yung pick-up kasi I've been used to pick-up. Day 188, I was using a pick-up. Until now, hindi ako na, this is not a pretended humility. Hindi na talaga ako nasanay. Hanggang pick-up ako. Tignan mo sakyan ko dyan, paglaba pick-up yan. But kung maipit ako sa panahon, ano lang. Do you know why? Do you know why ayaw ko magpasyal? Even in Manila. Because when you go out from whatever function doon, pag serbato ng, I don't know, ang tawag nila sa akin, Juan de la Cruz ko, Juan Tamad, alis na. Lahat ng kanto yan na madaanan ko, parkingan niya ng pulis na tawag na Haggard. So, kanto. So, paglabas mo, marami pang mga bisita mo. Sige, bye-bye. Girly, ano ka ba niya? Sige, pag-usapan natin. So, delay na yan. So, ang every kanto, hindi mo alam, exponential ang... Hindi mo talaga malang how many cars will be delayed or be lining up in that particular street na nasiran. Dito sa kabila, ganun rin. All the way. Kaya pagdaan mo, akala mo, smooth ang daan kasi tabi lahat. Yun ang ayaw ko. Yung sabi ko, I do not accept invitation, lalo na ganito, so, this speech is speech. Ayaw ko kasi makamulistya ako ng Pilipino. Ang hindi kasi nakuha ng iba ganito. And I hope you guys are listening. Hoy, mga putang ina kayo, trabahante lang tayo ng gobyerno. There was never a time where nagsabi ako public official. I will just say, workers of government kami. And you never heard me talk about Malacanang Palace. Nasabi ko lang, my office. You just go to my office and I will talk to you. I'm not used to punta ka sa Malacanang Palace. Una-una, hindi naman palasyo. Wala namang espada doon, pati bangkaw nakatindig. Maraming lamok. Tsaka yung bangaw, alam mo yung bangaw? Langaw naman lagi. Kasing laki ng pirok-pirok galing sa Pasig. Kasi minsan may magdaan dyan na patay. Kung hindi mo malaman, makasimhot itong langaw na mas masarap na ulam sa Malagayan, doon magpunta. Hindi man screen dyan. Ang Malakang di screen. So, kaya lahat namatay dyan, cancer, kasi sige ka-spray bago matulog. Ako doon ako sa kabila. Ang kwarto ko, ito, hanggang kay Senator, kay Secretary Allen. Gusto niyo pumunta? Punta kayo na, sabihin niyo, pasok. Doon ako sa across the river. Sakay ako ng lansa niyan. Yung lansa niyan, yung purot-purot, pag yun, bug. Hindi yung brand new, ha? Minsan, mag-start, bug. Dito na talaga tayo, Pero yan, dapat. Kung mauna ang tao. So, wala akong at saka sa totoo lang, iposta ko yung pagkatao ko. I have never signed anything there about money. I have never signed a voucher about allowances and everything. Hanggang sweldo lang ako. Kaya ngayon, dalawa ang asawa ko, kaya medyo simple life rin sila. Paghatiin niyang, kasi, alam mo na, kayo tag-isa lang asawa niya. Mahirap yan. Diyan tayo hindi makaintindihan. If there is some frailty in my character, baka yan. Okay. So, may isa pa akong girlfriend na bata. Medyo matanda na itong dalawa eh. So, totoo yan. Ay, bakit ko taguin? Yun yung ayos sa campaign. Actually, yung extrajudicial killing, totoo man o hindi, was a local issue. Sabi ko na sa inyo, I will kill you if you destroy my country and you start fucking with my children. So, during sa years ko, magsabi ka lang na yung legitimate encounter. Hindi ako na pumapatay na gumaganon yung tao. O nakaluhod na. Kung maniwala niya. I said, I'm a prosecutor. Why should I do that? Yung talagang lumalaban. All the years, 22 years, sabi ko lang mga 700, meron. Manila, yung lumaban, I do not really know. Ilan din yung pinatay na defenseless. Wala naman ako. Basta sinabi ko lang, have to stop drugs. Really stop. And it will stop. I assure you, by the time I make my, kung buhay pa ako, 5 years from now, drugs will be at its lowest. Ngayon, kayong mga dyan, kikinig, sinasabi ninyo na extrajudicial killing, wala yan. Sa yung martial law. You know, I'm about to end. nagsabi ako. The long and short of I, Rodrigo Duterte, is that ang speech ko, pati speech ng military, and anybody in government is always this. Paiksian mo yan, if you abbreviate my speech, it just simply says that I, Rodrigo Duterte, will defend and protect the Filipino nation. Period. Wala akong... Nobody can really stop me from... Hindi mo kailangan niyang martial law. Were it not for... kailangan mo talaga aristuhin na walang warrant. But you do not have to go to the courts. In times of emergencies and crisis, walang judge dyan na maghintay. He's also out there hiding somewhere. So you need to suspend the writ of habeas corpus. Yan ang importante doon. Martial law is, it's easy to buy the ammunition. We just bought additional firepower. Wala yung bidding. And besides, I do not buy from, dalawa lang ang sources ko. And to my credit, let us give where credit is due. The United States helped the armed forces in this fight. And China committed and delivered a lot of firearms for us, yung mga sniper. I don't know about Russia, but Putin, sabi niya tutulong siya. Welcome ko lahat yan. Now, do not make the mistake of, putting something on my behavior. I like talking to people. You have to make friends. And there's a need for you to acquire this kind of firearms. Nandiyan sila. Walang attachment yan. Walang head of state si Putin o si President Xi Jinping sabi, bigyan kita but you should be loyal. Walang ganon. We do not coming, if you have this, yes, we can help you. Ganon lang. So mayroon tayong RPUS, Military Pact. That was in 1950. Nandyan pa yan. So I cannot enter into military alliances with other nations because I would be violating the US RP agreement. Dito lang tayo sa Amerikano. Now, anong misgivings ko? Give me 2 minutes. Alam mo, I have a duty to perform. As I have said, there was a lot of... My duty is to preserve and defend the Filipino nation. Nobody should teach me how I should do it. Itong Amerika started with itong mga Human Rights Commission. They were talking before the public through media. Tapos with the admonition and criticizing me. So pinabayaan ko lang. Mga media yan. Pumasok na yung Amerikano, the State Department, pati yung spokesman ng Presidential Office sa Oval nila, and criticized me, and castigated me. Pumalag ako. At sumali si Obama. And he talked publicly about me and how I run this country. Sabi ko sa kanya, this is my exact words, para wala kayong putang ina ka, letche ka, do not tell me what to do. And do not just, giving me admonitions. I am not a federal postal employee. So if you want something, go to the United Nations. Member man kaya tayo. Then you can talk there until kingdom come. And file a case against me and let the United Nations do it. Why should you be the one? Sabi ko, you can go to hell, Mr. Obama. Ano sinabi ko? Tapos pupunta ako sa China. Pagkatapos last year, man of the year ako. Simply. If I have committed a wrong, before your eyes, your estimation. That's your problem. I have my problems to solve. If you think that you are the guardians of all the souls of this universe, go ahead, but do it in the proper way. Huwag mo akong kasabaan sa Bisaya, pagalitan. Putang ina, sino ko, sabi ko, let's ka. Ba't sino ka ba? So, yun ang dahilan. Manarig ninyo, pinutang ina. Bakit mo ako pagalitan? I am a head of state. You are a head of state. You are a president. I am a president. You have your own race, your tribe to protect. I have mine. Mine is serious. Ikaw serious, pero you have all at your disposal. Forensics and everything, and you can solve crimes. Dito, there were already 4 million addicts. You saw it when they started to surrender by the hundreds of thousands every day. And you think that I have still to due process. Meron naman talaga due process. Kaya nung namatay, editorial sa the due process was yung cross. Tapos yun namatay yung mga rapists. Is that's lynching? Really? It is? Well, if it is, then it's lynching. Call it a lynch. But do not. Huwag mo akong, I am not your federal employee. Just the United Nations, go there. Pero kayo mga Pilipino, putang ina, sinabi ko sa inyo, stop it. You want killings in this country, stop tomorrow. Symbol. Drop the shabu and drop the guns. And we will be heaven tomorrow. Para pagbalik nila dito, there will be so many angels flying. Hindi mo naman mahawakan kasi nakatingin yung Ginoo. That's the problem of going to heaven. So many beautiful angels. Once you begin to, they will fly away. And there is always yung, maniwala kayo yan. There is the San Pedro nandoon sa langit. May manok sa tabi niya. Putang na pag, kayong medyo na alangan. Kayo sipain ko ba yung San Pedro na yan? Sino? Manok lang, karga-karga mo dyan. Kapag sino ka? Tsaka naman tayo, magkita-kita tayo sa impyerno. Cesar, Montano. Mukhang kandidato ka rin doon. Ako ang bahala sa grupo natin. Pagdating doon, style natin saan yung putang inang Satanas na yan? Nandoon sa trono niya. Sa likod mo ako, back up ka lang. Sampalin ko yung putang inang Satanas ka. Letse ka. Tsaka magdala ka ng siso. Putulin natin yung ikog niya para gawin balbakuwa. Ang ikog yung buntot. Matapang man lang yan kasi wala man kung puntahan mo nga doon sa impyerno, sampalin mo yung putang ina ka. Tuliin kita ngayon dito. Wala akong sabi, road, riglo na lang tayo. Hindi matakot yung hell. Hell is here. It's really what makes your produkto mo sa buhay na ito. But we will always strive for the goodness of man. And I tell you, I'd be frank and truthful. Hindi ako yung pabula-bula na, hindi ako yan. Puta, ako. Sige. Sinabi ko na sa iyo, huwag kayo. Puta, dugdugin mo, 1 year old. Inang yan. Huwag mo gawain dito yan. Sa totoo lang, lahat nag-rape ng bata dito. Nandoon na nauna na sila. Doon. Yung mga bata, uso yan noon eh. Yan mo, pobre ang Pilipinas. Kakalat lang yung mga... Kaya yung isang, huwag kayong, do not be so extra sensitive. At least in listening kami. Kaya pagdating ng nagsalubong kami, pati obispo, yung CBCP, pinutang ina ko, putang ina kayo mga obispo kayo, mga yawa. Kala mo sino kayo, pareho lang trabaho natin. Karami ninyong babae. Have you read The Altar Secrets? There's a book, Altar Secrets. Ayaw ko na magsalita. It's online. Basahin mo. Bukas hindi ka na Katoliko, maniwala ka. Kaya ayaw ko bigay. Marami ako pero doon, he was a corroborative writer sa CD. Patay na yun, pero in-expose niya yung corruption, pati yung skandal ng... Baski kami. Sino ang taga Davao dito? At least yung kabats ko, hindi yung Lisada, kabata mo pa. Yung kabats ko, alam mo, first year tayo, Father Falby, what are your sins, my son? Di hirap-hirap ka, come on, we do not have the whole day. What? I went to the room of the housemaid. So what did you do there? I lifted the blanket. Why? I just wanted to see the panty. Oh, that's a sin, mortal sin. Then she was coughing, so I went out of the room, and then where? You went to your room? No. Where? To the bathroom. And then, sige na siya, hipo. Yung generation ko, 2-3 years up, 2-3 years down. Lahat kami. Ang Dominguez na yan, kahit Tisoy, sigurado yan. Kami man yun. Dominguez, gano'n man talaga palagi alphabetical. Doon punta paglabas ng buang, pawis na pawis, sabi ko, wala ito. Ako, and then, you went back to sleep? No. What? I went back again and lifted the blanket higher. And went to the bathroom again. And then I slept. 10 Our Fathers. Ang kinag naman mo, nagkikindig ang Father. And 10 Hail Marys, pati si Mary, nadamay pa. So, tayong Katoliko, kulukuhan. Totoo yan? And I believe in God. Period ako dyan. Yung mga ecclesiastical, paglabas ko sa Ateneo, wala na kami niyan. No, because we were corrupted. Ako, ang bunganga ako talaga nagasalita. Ako lang ang nakasabi dito sa Pilipinas, putang ina kayo mga pari, mga obispo, letse kayo. Sa Luneta sabi ko, sige, lahat ng naniwala sa pare, pati sa obispo, doon kayo kay Rojas, pati kay sino. Yung naniwala sa akin, na gustong pumunta ng impyerno, dito kayo sa akin. Putang ina, 4 million. Gusto doon sa impyerno. Ganon, talagang hinamon ko ng ganon. Sige. Ngayon maniwala dyan sa pare, sige, punta kayo doon. Kayong gustong pumunta ng impyerno. Marami doong, kala mo lang, mainit lang nga, pero nandoon yung lahat ng mga bigao na babae na maganda sa bundong ito. Yung mga pangit na punta ng langit. Totoo. So, I took much of your time. At least nakilala ninyo ako. Ay talagang nilabas ko yung natural ko. Para malaman ninyo. But this I can promise you. Kasi ganito lang ako. Medyo bastos, gano'n. Sometimes outright vulgarity. Pero basta ganito lang ako. Ang pangako ko talaga sa inyo, there will be no corruption. And anyone who has a gripe, sabihin mo diretso sa akin. You can arrange a meeting. You can call this secretary, kung sinong kaibigan ninyo, or 8888. Sabihin lang, I have to talk to the president about corruption. Name the person, name the office, about director ganito. Para diretso na. Tawagin ko siya, anong nangyari? Sabi ko, the cabinet members are only allowed 30 days. Kayong mga negosyante no, to take you about 2 to 4 years dyan sa NEDA. Dito sa panahon ko, 30 days. Ang directors are only given 15. Kung may reklamo yung director na wala dyan palagi, wala sa opisina, tell me, and I will slap him in front of you. Yan ang masiguro mo. O baka masipa ko. That I can guarantee you. There will be no corruption. There will be no abuses in government. I've been there for several years. I'm still, alam mo, walang corruption at yung droga na talagang, I repeat, I will destroy those who want to destroy my country. By what means? How do you destroy? How do you stop a person? You must be awfully stupid not to. Ba't maghanap ka ba ng meaning sa akin? Ang importante, do not dwell into the meaning or the depth and width of the statement. Take it. Kasi when you destroy, ganito yan when you destroy an apparatus, an organization, kagaya ng mafia, hindi lang, you do not only kill the dons. Kasi pag ito lang, somebody will take his place. Ang distribution network nandyan When you destroy an organization, an apparatus of crime, you destroy, yan ang sabi ng pare, pinapatay niya pati yung mahirap. Putang ina. Wala akong pakialam. If you are in the apparatus organization, whether you are a billionaire or you might be wala akong pakialam. Umiwas kayo dyan. Pag umiwas kayo, walang problema talaga. Pag tandiyan kayo, I intend to destroy, I cannot stop this with just lip service. Kaya kayo magbalik kayo sa Amerika, start on pondering this. There are about 4 million addicts. You know, you create a generation of slaves. Wala nang gawin yan kung hindi maghanap ng droga araw-araw to have his fix. They are addicts, practically slaves to a chemical. And they plunder, they kill if they do not have the money to do it. Anong gawin ng gobyerno with that kind of insidious? Buhayin kita. Hindi kita patayin. But I will destroy you. By what? Huwag na tayo namin. When you destroy a person, you destroy a person. He becomes extinct. That's really what it is. Huwag kayong pumasok dyan. Kasi naman dyan sa marami ngayon, sabi na punerarya, walang nag-claim. I will tell you the secret bakit wala. Walang nag-claim kasi hindi nila kilala yan kung sino. And maybe, just maybe, this is also one, they are foreigner. Salamat po.
Thank you, Mr. President. May we request the President for a photo opportunity with the delegates of the 11th Ambassadors Tour Philippine reception and the tour organizers in 8 batches. Please come on stage as called. First group of delegates from the state of Hawaii, headed by Consul General Gina A. Hamoralin. Next batch, prepare.